Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to understand a very important Salesforce concept. What happens when you update a Salesforce record? So, in this process is basically also known as Salesforce order of execution, or we can say save order execution. Okay, so whenever we click a save button, or we can say whenever we update any record in Salesforce uh, like behind that one update many internal steps also happens. So Salesforce check validations, run flows, execute triggers, check duplicate rules and automations. So in today's video we will understand the complete flow in a simple and practical way. So the second video is why this topic matters. So now the first question is why should we understand save order? Because many Salesforce issues are directly connected to this process. For example, sometimes a record updates fails because of the validation rule. Sometimes a field value changes unexpectedly because another automation runs after like our logic. Sometimes we see the errors like CPU time exception or unable to lock row exceptions, recursion issues, or duplicate rule failures. So if we don't understand the order in which like Salesforce executes things, so the debugging will be very confusing and difficult. But once we understand this order, we can identify why this issue is happening, and which automation is responsible for this kind of errors. So, example of updating one contact field. Suppose you have a contact record, and in that contact record, we are going to update the field sub-industry. Its old value was blank, and the new value we are updating is technology. So, how Salesforce process this record is it will first check the validation rules, and if there is any flow, it will check for that. If triggers, it will execute those triggers, and if contact record requires any related record to be updated, it will do that, and it will save the record to DB and then only do the final commits. So these are the steps basically Salesforce do before like saving a record into the system or saving a field value into the system. Next is save is not a one step procedure. So as I discussed, these are the steps. First of all, we will get the request to save the record. We will check the old value and new values. We will compare those values, and system checks for any validation rule. It checks for any automation before save automation is there. It will do that. It will check for before apex trigger is there. It will execute that. Then it will check for any custom validation rule if that need to be executed. It will do that, and it will initially save the record to the DB. And is if after saving the record into the DB is if there is any after save automation that needs to be run, it will run that. If not, it will like commit the record by saving it on the UI as well. So if any of these important steps fail, Salesforce can stop saving that record and roll back the complete transaction. So we can say it is not a one step saving procedure. It is a complete transaction that includes many steps. Next is we can update where can an update comes from. Okay, so it here we will talk about the source. So update can come from multiple sources. It can come from data loader while we are uploading the huge data in bulk. It can come from any external API or integration if it is integrated with some another platform like Marketo, HubSpot. So we can get data from there also. It can come from Apex code. It can come from Flow or any other automation as well. So data can come from multiple sources. Next is Salesforce compares old values with new values. Okay, so as I discussed, old values always compared with the new values. And next is, so we will discuss all the steps in detail. In step one, first what we do, we check the system validations. Okay, so in system validations, these are the validation that Salesforce checks automatically. For example, is the required field is filled, is the email is correct or not, is the number of like number field receiving the correct input digits or valid number, is the text value is within the allowed range or not, if the like date value is valid or not. So these are the basic system validations, and if it fails, system stops the complete save process. Next is before save flows. Okay, so once the system validation passes, Salesforce run before save record trigger flows. So okay, so it runs before and after, before any custom Apex code runs. Okay, so for example, if any user creates a new lead and selected its industry as technology, so if there is any before save flow, so that will run instantly, and it will check the IIT checkbox automatically. So the before save flow basically do the actions that is required before saving the record. Okay, so after that we have before trigger. So after before save flow, Salesforce basically runs before triggers. So in before triggers, basically Apex triggers are before triggers are like before triggers are basically the Apex triggers that execute before the record is saved. Okay, so they are mostly used when we update the record, validate the same record before it goes into the database. For example, we may normalize the phone number, set a default value, or we can apply some custom logic before saving the record. So these are the basically the before trigger, where we can modify the same record directly without writing a separate DML update statements. Next is business validation and duplicates checks. So these are basically the custom validations in which we do the in which we basically creates the custom business rules on the object. For example, if stage is closed won, amount should not be blank. If country is India, state should not be required. Or we can say if record is partner type, then sub industry should have a valid value. So we these are the basically custom validation rules that we create on the objects. And apart from that, we also check for duplicate rules. So if a lead or contact already exists with the same email, Salesforce may block the save or show an alert like this record already exists in the system. Next is initial save, but not the final commit. So now Salesforce saved the record to the database, but here is a very important point. The record is saved, but transaction is not fully committed. So that means the transaction is still open. More automation if after saving the record, if after save type of flow or after save triggers are still, or any other after save automation is still required to run, then those will be executed first, and then only the Salesforce will complete the transaction and do the final commit. Next is this is what I was talking, like after saving the record into the database, it will not reflect directly on the UI. It will check for is if there is any after trigger, it will execute that. And if any other automation layer is also there, like if there is any assignment rule, or for example, record is saved, or we have write any assignment rule like if this record sub industry value field has this kind of value, these records should be assigned to some some region specified owner. So that thing will happen. Auto response rule, if there is any auto response rules, then auto emails, automated emails will be sent to the we can say system admin or whatever user we want to send. If there is any workflow rule, process builder related things that require to be executed after saving the records, that will happen. So here is the high level save order that we discussed. We will User will save the record, and system will get the save request, and it can be sources can be UI, API, data loader, Apex, uh, like source can be any of these, and it will run the basic system related basic validations. And after that, if there is any basic save automation need to be performed, it will be run. And after that, if any custom validation rules are required to be executed, and if it will check the duplicate rules as well, and it will initially save the record, but not finally commit the record. And after save automation will be executed after this, and then only uh, like record will be committed, the changes will be committed, and we can say transaction is succeeds. And the next is why QA engineer should understand save order. Okay, so test beyond UI. So after clicking the save button, basically we also need to verify the final data, and if mm, any action is performed on the related records, then we need to check that also. If email responses needs to be monitored, then we will check that also. So this is not the just UI related things that we need to validate. We need to check the related things that is happening just because of flow or triggers or validation rule or assignment rules. Okay, and with this we can ask better questions like which flow is actually fired, which validation rule blocked the record, to, like which validation rule is basically blocking the record to save, and which automation changes the value, and it will be easier for us to find the root cause of the failure. So that's why QA should know the save execution order basically. And the last but not the least, I guess, yes, key takeaways. Okay, so when you update a record in Salesforce, it is not just a simple save, it is a complete execution cycle that we need to understand. Salesforce basically validates the data, run flows, execute triggers, check business rules, update related records, and then commit the transactions. So if we understand this process clearly, we can debug faster, design better automation, and avoid common production issues. So that's why like uh, we need to understand this concept. So thank you everyone, and I am open to your feedback. You can share if any you have any question. I will do my research on that, and I will share. I will try to resolve your questions. And if you like my video, you can and subscribe my channel, and I will be happy to keep learning with you all guys.